why. What happened? Why is he not here?
A devastated family demands answers after a 27-year-old man with autism is shot and killed by police. Hello, I'm John Hartung. Giovanna Latta is off tonight. This is Eyewitness News at 11. A deadly police shooting in Koreatown. Officers say they opened fire when they saw a man coming at them, but he was unarmed, and his family says he was developmentally delayed. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter is live in Koreatown, where an investigation is underway. Leanne?
John, victims' family members and community activists are demanding answers. They want to know why those two LAPD officers used deadly force when they say they had other ways of resolving the situation. Physically, Stephen Washington was a grown man, but his devastated family says mentally he functioned as a young boy. They can't understand how he ended up shot and killed by police.
We just want to know why, because Stephen wasn't a violent person. You know, he was autistic, 27-year-old, but with the mind frame of a 12-year-old. So we just want to know why. What happened? Why is he not here?
The gunfire erupted early Saturday morning just after midnight. Two veteran LAPD officers working gang enforcement were investigating a loud noise in the area of Vermont and Francis in Koreatown. According to investigators, the officers spotted Washington, whom they say was acting suspiciously, and tried to stop him as he was walking along the street.
The man advanced rapidly towards the officers while appearing to remove something from his front waistband area. With the belief that he was arming himself and in defense of their lives, they discharged their duty weapons.
Both officers fired once, a single shot hitting Washington in the head. The LAPD says no weapon was found at the scene. Community activists are calling for a fast-tracked, independent investigation of the deadly officer-involved shooting.
I think it's going to call for a great deal of re-evaluation on the part of the LAPD, their policies on the use of deadly force, and situations when officers can use deadly force.
To see him shot in the head, my opinion, is murder.
A family desperate for answers tonight. Now, the LAPD says the two officers involved have been deeply affected. The department is promising a full investigation. Live in Koreatown, Leanne Suter, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Leanne, thank you. And for the second time in as many days, there has been a deadly officer-involved shooting in Downey. We're told Downey police officers shot and killed a man near Paramount Boulevard and Imperial Highway tonight. LA County Sheriff's homicide detectives are handling the investigation, and no further information has been released so far tonight.
And newly towards the officers while appearing to remove something from his front waistband area. With the belief that he was arming himself and in defense of their lives, they discharged their duty weapons.
Both officers
towards the officers while appearing to remove something from his front waistband area. With the belief that he was arming himself and in defense of their lives, they discharged their duty weapons.
Both officers
towards the officers while appearing to remove something from his front waistband area. With the belief that he was arming himself and in defense of their lives, they discharged their duty weapons.
Both officers
There's tension in the city of Hemet following what detectives are saying was an assassination attempt against law enforcement. Now, after somebody firebombed 4 city vehicles this morning, police shut down roads all around City Hall. This comes after a building that used to house a gang task force was rigged to explode with natural gas and a fence set up to shoot anybody that entered. Officers on the beat now have to watch their own backs.
It's added a different measure of their job. They have to go out every day and check their car after they haven't seen it for a few minutes. If it's been out of their view, you know, they've been in writing a report or taking a report from a citizen, and they've got to check their car, make sure there's nothing dangerous in their car, or something attached or a booby trap.
Now, investigators believe the Vagos motorcycle gang is behind this. They've arrested 30 of them so far on unrelated charges.
A search
He was the police chief in Riverside until a late night of drinking at a topless club and an accident on his way home. But now a sudden guilty admission from former Riverside police chief Russ Leach. Hello again, I'm Robert Kavasek in tonight for Chuck Henry.
And I'm Colleen Williams. Some would say he's already endured his worst punishment, a premature end to a promising career in law enforcement. Today, though, we learned there is more, including possible jail time and probation. Tony Ginyard live in Riverside with more on that for us. Tony.
Yeah, no jail time right now unless he violates probation. According to the prosecutor handling this case, the former Riverside chief of police consumed 7 double Chevys Regals over a 4-hour period and then crashed his city-owned vehicle. Take a look at some videotape from inside the courthouse today. The former chief, Russ Leach, was not required to appear in court today, but his attorney entered a plea in his behalf. Guilty of driving under the influence. The charge stemmed from an incident on February 8th, just hours after Super Bowl Sunday. He crashed his city-owned car, a Chrysler 300, drove on the rims, shredded the tires. He was stopped by 2 of his own officers who drove him home rather than giving him a field sobriety test or placing him under arrest. Now, prosecutors say Leach drank at his home and took prescription medicine, including Xanax and Valium, and then went to the Topless Club in Colton, where he drank some more. In court today, the former police chief was sentenced to 30 days in a home monitoring program and 3 years probation, 6 months in an alcohol education class, and just over $1,500 in fines. The supervising deputy district attorney told me the punishment fits the crime.
I think it's important when we're doing justice to treat all people equally. People who have more money should not get a better sentence than people who have less money. People who have a job that's important, like the former chief of police, should not get better treatment or worse treatment than anyone else, because part of what they pay us for is doing justice, and doing justice means treating everyone fairly.
Now, among the evidence compiled against the former police chief, surveillance videotape from the Colton Topless Club, where he consumed the 7 drinks in the 4 hours. Now, the prosecutors say at the time he left the club, they believe his blood alcohol level was .22. Now, the Riverside's focus is finding a new police chief. At the same time, an investigation continues on trying to determine if former police chief Leach received any preferential treatment the night he was picked up by his 2 officers. I'm Tony Ginyard reporting live from Riverside. Back to you in the studio.
Having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old student. Today, Amy Victoria Beck pleaded no contest to charges of unlawful sex with a minor, but that deal may mean she'll only serve 1 year behind bars.
Someone who didn't have a criminal record whatsoever to end up with a plea deal where it's 2 felonies, registerable, said about early disposition. To get rid of the case early, not spend the amount of money in defense fees and witnesses and experts. And also, let's not forget, Amy Beck's husband is a police officer. I'm sure this brings a lot of shame for him and the family. And she's wanted to handle this and take control from the beginning, from her disclosure and turning herself in all the way till now.